Amen. It is a beautiful morning outside, and it is a beautiful morning in here. And we thank God for the Spirit that is in this room, in this place. Have you ever heard an instrument that was out of tune? It doesn't matter how skilled the player is, when it's out of tune, does it sound good? No. There you are sitting, smiling, but your smile is not really a smile, it's grating, you're grinding your teeth, and it's out of tune. One of the things that a musician needs to do before playing his or her instrument is tuning. Sometimes when you carry a violin or a guitar, your strings just get out of tune. And so before you play, you have to tune the strings. The piano is harder to tune, you have to really have a specialist. But the piano is a stringed instrument as well, and you need to tune the piano as well. Time and change kind of bring the strings out of a good tension, and it loses that proper, correct tension to cause a good vibration, which will produce a good, clean, pure note. Tune. You need to tune in order to make the song really sing. You need to tune in order for the music to come forth well. I love seeing musicians tune the instruments. It's beautiful. I love it. You see a guitarist plucking, ding, 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 plucking the strings. And what does the guitarist do? After he plucks and plucks and plucks, he what? Listens to make sure the string is in tune. Violinist strokes, and she listens, he listens to make sure the strings are in tune. Pianist plays, bing, 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 to make sure that the strings are in tune. But what do they do when they play? They listen. I love it. Hearing before the instruments, hearing, especially in orchestra, if you ever go to an orchestra before they play, the whole sound of all those individual people making sure they are in tune, because they know that being in tune matters so much if the harmony is going to sound right. They know that I have to take care of my instrument first before I join this ensemble, because I may think I'm in tune, but if I am not, everyone in that audience will know why. It's a beautiful thing to see someone tuning up. It's like watching an athlete stretch before her game. It's like watching a student review the test before the big test. It's like watching, a prayer before a meal. It's like watching a prep talk before an event. It's like watching someone in the bathroom looking at themselves in the mirror before a date. You make sure you're all right. You're in tune. When you tune a string instrument, you're playing with tension. And sometimes you have to tighten it and listen. Tighten and listen and pluck. Tighten, listen, pluck. And you got to make sure that the tension is just right. We have, if the ear is perfect, maybe you could hear the right note, but some of us need a little bit of help, so you have a tuning fork. You hit the tuning fork, then you hear to make sure the string is on key. It's a whole process of tightening, of making tense, and listening. But it is so necessary for you to make music with. We have in our scripture attention. Jesus says, I am sending you out like sheep amongst wolves. So be shrewd as serpents, be innocent as doves. That is a tension between being shrewd and being innocent. Those two seem to not be able to go together well in our minds. Sometimes we may be more innocent than shrewd. Other times we may be more shrewd than innocent. Shrewd is like, I don't want to call it wisdom just yet, but it's like practical knowledge, cleverness, know-how. Serpents are considered shrewd. In the Garden of Eden, it was said that the serpent was the cleverest of all of God's animals. He was the most shrewd. And if you've ever seen a serpent moving, it snake, they're probably not giving you a good compliment. They're saying that you're conniving, that you're deceiving, that you are cunning, in a bad way. But a serpent, you watch it move, and the way a serpent gets about the world is that it feels the vibrations of its environment. It is very open and attuned to the world outside of it. It knows what's happening outside of it, and it knows how to react. If you've ever seen a serpent kill, it is stealthy. Sometimes they use their tails, and they stick out their tail like a bug, and then all of a sudden, a sweet little bird like a dove comes by, and boom, the serpent has it. If you just notice, I said a dove. Serpents eat doves. Now doves, when you think about doves, you think maybe they're pretty and white and the type of birds you send forth at weddings. Doves, at the time of the Bible, the word for dove was also the same word for pigeon. So when it said that Jesus was baptized and a dove descended upon him, we all picture a beautiful, pristine white dove flowing on Jesus. But it might have been a pigeon. Can you imagine that? Jesus' baptism at Central Park, and there comes one of those pigeons flying on top of him. That does not seem like the image we want of Jesus' baptism. But it could be pigeon or dove. And in reality, in English, the way that you kind of can tell a pigeon from a dove is not merely the color all the time. Because there are some doves that aren't white. The way you can tell a pigeon from a dove is that a dove is small. Small pigeon. And if it's smaller, then that means it's more vulnerable to snakes. There's a tension. And Jesus chooses two animals, one of which is a serpent, one is a dove. And the real part of the tension is that one of those animals kills the other. It doesn't watch out. Your shrewdness, your cleverness, your know-how, your knowledge can kill your innocence. It's tough. I heard of recently at the World's Fair, many years ago, there was a Russian exhibit at the World's Fair. And one of the exhibits says, "World Peace." Peace. Right? And you have in the cage a wolf and a lamb. And they're both in the cage, and they keep the exhibit, and they've been doing this for a week. And someone asks, how in the world do you have the wolf and the lamb in the same cage? How do you do this trick? It seems like magic.